Integral life practice refers to the possibility that you can train the various areas of you being in the world individually, collectively, with your body, your mind, your spirit, and your soul. And usually you have some parts where you're very naturally inclined to train something, and other parts that you don't really want to look at. But interestingly enough, you can also cross-train areas. I'm just taking a couple of examples from my personal life so you get a better understanding. So one pretty obvious example is if you have a contemplative, dedicated practice of meditation, and you find ever higher realms of, let's say, bliss and oneness with the All, Godhead, Satchidananda, whatever. So you have these amazing mystical experiences, but maybe you don't find your purpose in your life, or maybe you still have problems relating to people, or like embodying your sexuality or earning money. Then maybe it's time to complement your life practice with a dedicated therapeutical practice. That could be really be one-on-one with a therapist. That could be body work. That could be breath work. That could be a family constellation work. So that would be working with the shadow aspects, the aspects that are like your hidden backpack of your psyche, your lineage, your culture. Like this is your shadow. Then you should also train the different lines of your development and ideally like complement them. So if you're a very cognitive person and you have never trained your, let's say, physical experience, you know, you're an embodied human being, why not do some sports, right? Just some. Maybe you go weightlifting, maybe you go jogging, maybe you could do whatever you do. In the 80-20 rule, it will say that only 20% of practice will reap 80% of the benefits. So even, and more so even as a beginner, just starting to train the different areas in your life will greatly enhance the different capacities. And maybe at the very end, there are some very interesting research done, especially with meditation and weightlifting, because weightlifting trains the capacity of the will, because you're constantly lifting more weight. Interestingly enough, it is shown by changing the patterns of brain waves of people having done these experiments, that if people only meditate, they have less deep experiences within their meditative practice as if they combine meditation and weight lifting, which is just one odd example of cross-training in the integral life practice. Another pretty obvious one, I would say, is if you combine a contemplative, meditative practice and shadow work, such as therapy. Because in my own understanding, in my own meditative practice, once I was really able to integrate my shadow and cut through that Gordian knots within my biography, I was really also able to really find that spot of peace, unity, calm, and oneness within myself.